All right, we're rolling. This is Freedom Phil. Like, subscribe. Let's get into it. And what's our topic right now? Boomers need to downsize their houses. We have a housing crisis in America, and I'm not saying you should be forced to do it, but just let me give you some food for thought on it. Because if you only realistically use between you and the wife one room, one bedroom out of 3 or 4, what are you doing? You have a huge house and nobody in it. Are you renting those rooms out? Are you doing anything? Well, we'll get into it. Freedom Phil, like and subscribe. And hey, turn up the video speed, because when I upload this, if I choose to upload it, 1.75 is what you should be listening at. I listen to stuff at 2.5 or higher. And by the way, once again, as I always say, this is not a channel for children. If you're letting your kids just randomly scroll or watch through the internet, you're a shitty parent. Don't blame your kids for learning crap on the internet if you don't even know what they're watching. Try being a real parent instead of blaming the world. Anyways, let's get into it. Freedom Phil, like, subscribe. I was thinking about this the other day, like, these people who have these huge-ass houses, they're always talking about, we don't have enough homes for people to buy. We need a housing market. It's really big right around this area, but nobody can find a house. And you know what? How many boomers are staying in houses that they don't really need? In fact, I'm a good example of that, too. I got a house up north. I'd love to rent it out, but I can't find decent property managers. I can't find people that I think that are competent or have enough experience in the game to where I look at it and go, you're safe to trust with this property. But I see this old guy living down the block in what looks like a 3 to 4 bedroom, single wide. There's only him living in that house. And you're thinking, why not rent out the other rooms? Why not do something? And a lot of people get like, wow, I don't want to deal with that. And it turns out, if you've got your bills taken care of and you don't have to deal with other people, why would you want to deal with them? I kind of get that. I really do. But you think about this whole housing crisis we have. We could build our way out of it. But there's also the situation where you see a lot of old people. And I used the Pharaoh's example. Your house becomes like your pyramid, your tomb. It's like you got, say, 600, like $500,000 to, 600,000, maybe $1 million of house. But I just don't want to move. I raised my family here. My friends are here. I do get the friends thing in the local community. But couldn't you downsize and then take the rest of the money and put it in like something making you money? Like, if the house isn't making you money, what is it? Oh, look at my shiny thing. It's just our house, and nobody cares. Because let's say you built your house brand new, the late 80s or something. It's a good house. It's probably got a few things that need to be updated, but it's a good house in a nice neighborhood. But it's just another fucking house. It doesn't matter. But for the family that's going to buy that and pay you when the market's right, premium top dollar, you could sell that place and put your money into other things. Well, where am I going to buy a place? I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but the South, the Midwest, all sorts of parts throughout the country, you just get on Google Maps and look up houses in other parts of the country. Particularly also, if you happen to be one of those people that has some trade skills. By the way, the family that works together like that succeeds together. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC, truckers, people that can all work together, all help each other. In that case, let's just say, hypothetically, your kids are looking for a home in your local community, assuming they stick around, and you sell them your place, and then you buy a smaller place on the other side of town. Well, then they've got a house to raise a family in, and you've got the extra money, whether it's your kids or otherwise. You could take that extra money and invest it. Let's say you're making a paltry 10% on your money. So let's say $400,000. Well, you just made $40K that year off your money. You were making nothing off it before, other than paying more in utilities for a huge ass house. So you got to heat, water bill, taxes, insurance. Like, there's places, let me give you an example, where in the Midwest, I've found Hutchinson, Kansas is a great example of it. I found houses for 30 grand there, 50,000, 60, 70. Like, someone just freshly went to the old folks home, moved south, or retired. You'll see houses for like 100,000, 150,000 are nice places. Nice places. That's somebody else's house that they're raising a family in. But you can find a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom for almost nothing in America. So everybody wants a 3-bedroom. Now, if the amount of house you need at this point is only really a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, let's say you work from home, so you have the office, you and the girlfriend sleep in the same room. Or here's a wild thought. What if you have a bed in there, but you still claim it as an office? Because let's just say one of you is a roller and the other one's too hot, too cold. Maybe one of you farts. And who the hell wants to sleep with someone who's farting in bed? You buy this cheaper place, sell your expensive place, then take the rest of the money and invest it. It could, gold, silver, whatever. You could even see, in my case, I would argue for me, I don't want a house when I get older. Like just a good RV that I can put the motorcycle on the front, have the bed that sleeps over the cab, and then the back room will turn into a gaming room. Hangout spot, gaming room. And then something that can tow like a Ford Maverick. And if I could pull it off, if I got the weight capacity, I would tow my pontoon boat. I don't need all the scrap. I just need a lot up north, a lot down south. Now, here's where an old person that does this could really profit from this. Let's say you had a family, your own kids, and one of them bought the family home. Then you have a place down south, and instead of being where it's frozen ass cold in the north, you're down like, somewhere in Nevada, Texas, something. And you're like, well, what about Thanksgiving? Well, a plane ticket. It's not exactly expensive. You could catch a plane ticket, go north, visit for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And then after it's done, instead of dealing with the rest of the shitty ass winter in like, I don't know, Wisconsin, the Dakotas, hell, Washington. Don't get me wrong. I love Western Washington. It's not really bad during the winter if you have a wood stove, but still, you still have to deal with winter, which their winters are a joke compared to like a real winter. You basically just fly south, and then come summer, just drive the RV north and hang out for the good months, like anywhere from 5 to 3 months, depending on where you are, that's actually worth being there. Yeah. A lot of you buy a house and you turn it into your tomb. It's not an investment if it doesn't make you any money. I don't know how many people have to be told that. I see these people that build these big estates and all this. That's nice. That's nice. And you talk about a legacy, but how many thousands of dollars per year are you giving up for that legacy? When that same amount of money, I mean, I've had conversations with one of my relatives, and she's quite intelligent with the real estate and all that. And we were talking about one day, and we're like, well, considering all the effort and nonsense, like let's say you turn a place into a rental. Not a bad plan if you got good renters. Assuming you can find either a good PM or you do it yourself. But if you're doing it yourself, you're basically working a job. You can claim all the improvements on taxes and all that crap. But it's still a job. It's still work. And then you think to yourself, if I sold this and I put this into the market making a paltry 10%, because you can do way better than that if have relatives who do really good because they know what they're doing. At least that's what we've been told. $500,000 is $50,000 per year for the same thing that was just costing you money. So on one side, we could argue we could solve some of the problem of the housing crisis by, hey, kick out the illegals that aren't supposed to be here. This is our country, our people first. After that, maybe build more housing. Wild thought there. Maybe kick some people off welfare and watch how quickly people learn how to swing a hammer again. What? Be a plumber? Be an electrician? Sure. Make it easy. Make it easy to get into that. Make it affordable, by the way. Stop doing this crap. Like they did this with trucking, where it used to be you could go and just, if you had a guy that had a truck that everything worked, you could just go to a truck and a trailer. You could go take the test, a written test, the drive test and the written test right there at this place. And you were out maybe $200 to $300 to get a CDL. Then the government got all these companies involved in it. And then it became $3,000 to $5,000 or more. And maybe if you're lucky, you can get some government money to pay for part of it. Let's get rid of that shit. Let's make it easy for people to get certified in a trade. Instead of making it easy for people to get a crazy check for being like, I got the writ, I'm retired. Because I got 5 or 6 friends up north that faked crazy. Because and by the way, that was easier than working a job. So make it easy for people to move up in the world. And maybe we can solve this housing crisis when people are like, yeah, I'll build you that house because you don't need money. But yeah, we want to end this housing crisis. One of the factors we could do is, hey, boomers, hey, older Gen Xers, sell your fucking place. Buy a small place or buy an RV. And basically, I mean, it's your life. You do whatever you want. But you do this and then your money's making you money versus your house just being, I don't know, your own little pyramid tomb, your living tomb. Just saying. And I get it. Most people, this is way beyond their capability of understanding. But I just think it's kind of nuts when I see somebody and they've got like 3 to 4 bedrooms that are empty in their house. And you're like, what are you doing? This is stupid. But hey, you can lead, like the saying, a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I go with my line. You can lead a fool to knowledge, but you can't make a dumb motherfucker think. That's just how it is. Freedom, Phil, peace.